On December 15, 2017, The Last Jedi was released in theaters. Nobody knew the impact that this movie would have on the Star Wars fandom. Initially, the critic reviews for The Last Jedi were encouraging. Critics praised the film for its ambitious storytelling, and some critics even went as far to call this the best Star Wars film to date. But then, once the movie was released to the general public, it started. The anger, the hate, the suffering. The film subverted the fans' expectations. Nothing that anyone predicted had happened, and this angered a lot of people. As soon as the movie was released, the fandom was lit ablaze by conversation, by arguments. The Last Jedi has officially turned Star Wars on its head and made it fresh again. I saw The Last Jedi on opening night. I had an unmatched sense of anticipation. I thoroughly enjoyed The Force Awakens and mildly enjoyed Rogue One. The biggest thing I was looking forward to was the chance to revisit these characters that I had grown to love, like Rey, Finn, Kylo Ren, and Poe Dameron. I had seen the film with three of my friends, who are also big yet casual Star Wars fans. By casual, I mean fans that like the movies and watch them on a consistent basis, but don't go deep into the EU material. I, on the other hand, had read a majority of the new canon books and comics. When we came out of the movie, I was speechless. So much had happened, so much had changed, and for the first time, I was speechless after a Star Wars film. I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know what to think. As the weeks went on and more people saw the film, I realized what this had done. I saw the reactions from the fandom that I was a part of for years. I was ashamed to be a Star Wars fan for the first time in my life. It started off with the death threats that were sent to the director of the film, the harassment of most of the cast, and the harassment and bigotry towards the head of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. Not only was it the harassment and death threats, but it even included some racist and misogynistic remarks. And this is why I took a break from Star Wars. This wasn't the first time, this wasn't the last time that something like this happened. I mean, just look at the response to the prequel trilogy. Look what happened to Jake Lloyd and a lot of other people who worked on those films. I was ashamed to say that I was a part of this fandom that had become so violent and hateful. I quit reading the canon novels and comics. I quit watching the TV shows. I quit watching Star Wars YouTube channels, and I even quit my own Star Wars YouTube channel. The last piece of Star Wars material that I consumed was Solo: A Star Wars Story, and that was 6 months after The Last Jedi. Look, I love The Last Jedi. It is my favorite Star Wars movie. I love what it did for the franchise, and yet the movie isn't perfect. In fact, no movie is. Yes, and that includes the original trilogy that is so beloved by the fans and myself. I respect that some people don't like the movie. I respect that some people don't like the direction that some characters were taken in. In fact, I welcome the opposition. It's what keeps the conversation fresh. But what I don't welcome is the hate infused comments. I don't welcome bigotry. I don't welcome the harassment of actors or people who worked on this film or any film. Because at the end of the day, it's just a movie. And I know it's Star Wars, a franchise that I and many other people hold near and dear to our hearts. But it's just a movie. If you go out of your way to harass someone because of a movie, then your issue isn't with the movie, it's something deeper and darker. Now, you may be thinking, I am one to talk. I haven't always been the most positive outlet for Star Wars in this community. I mean, just look at some of my older videos on the channel, and as I look back at them, I regret being such a negative plug. Yes, I never went as far as to publicly harass an actor or to send death threats, but that doesn't excuse the way I constantly bashed the prequels. It was wrong of me, and I want to apologize not only to the actors, the creators, and the people who worked on those films, and the people who watched those videos. Now, I know most of those people won't ever see this, and they probably don't care, but I still think this had to be said. When I created this channel, which was over 2 years ago, I created this channel to celebrate Star Wars and to express my love for it with others. And I lost track of that along the way. I took a break, but I'm back and I'm fully committed to this channel again. And no longer will I promote hate of any kind to any creator, fan, or person. I hope to reinvent this channel and to make it a positive source of Star Wars information and to celebrate the fandom. Now, that doesn't mean I will never criticize a piece of content again, but it will be fair and it won't be to nitpick or to misjudge a situation. This is the way I hope to take the channel forward, and I hope you stay along for the trip. Thank you, and until next time, may the Force be with you.